Hello, can you hear me all right?
Gotcha, Nick. How's it going, man?
Hey, it's going great. Thank you. How are you?
Doing good, doing good. Just wanted to gush about your band for a little bit with you and talk about the tour and the album and get your opinion on a couple things real quick here. But
Awesome.
it's funny. The thing about music is you're never too late to it, right? There's no expiration date on music. It's never too late to discover a band. And usually that's what I do for a living, playing new music on the radio. And I got to give a shout out to my friend Andrew, who I normally introduce music to, but he told me about you guys, Silent Planet. He heard Antimatter, sent me the track, blown away. Been listening to it nonstop. The whole album, Superbloom, was part of my top 10 albums of the year. And just been in love with it ever since. So I want to give a shout out to Andrew, number one. And number two, dig into making this album, Super Bloom. Obviously, just kind of came out a few months back, but talk to me about making this one. How quickly after Iridescent in 2021 did you get working on this one?
Awesome. Well, yeah, first of all, thanks, Andrew. That's a great friend.
Yeah.
I'm very grateful for my friends that show me new music that speaks to me. So thank you. Um, but yeah, to answer your question, it seems like the guys got pretty much right on writing shortly after Iridescent came out. Um, not too short after it came out, the pandemic kind of hit and slowed everything way down. So I know there was a lot of writing taking place, um, but it had to happen in chunks. Because some of it was like after a tour, some of it was before moving. The other three guys all moved to Nashville, so
Oh,
it had
wow.
to happen in different chunks. Um, and then I kind of came into the fold early last year when we were having the very last session. That was probably March or April, and yeah, and kind of wrapped it up then, and it got to mixing and mastering, and then obviously just came out early November.
Wow. So the guys all moved out of Azusa because that's one of the things I wanted to talk about being like a band from Azusa, California. We're an Inland Empire radio station just down the 210 freeway from Azusa.
Oh, cool, man. Yeah, I wish Garrett was here to hear you say that because that place is really special to him. Yeah, so all of the three other members are from different parts of California. It's like SoCal, Middle Cal, and NorCal. And then they all have moved down to LA together. They've all moved back up to NorCal together. And then the pandemic hit and they all three moved to Nashville together.
Well, dude, one of the things that I really fell in love with the band is, obviously the brutality of the music and the metalcoreness it's in there, but you guys bringing the industrial and the keys and all of that and really caring about that jumping ahead a little bit, I saw you guys what was it last weekend with Dayseeker at House of Blues and was completely blown away by the live show because you guys actually play those instruments live where most people just run a track, but not you guys. And that's why I fell in love with you even more so after seeing you live, after hearing the record and then seeing it live and seeing all those parts perform live, hearing the drummer play like the 808 and the pads and stuff for those beats. Like, yes, I'm tired of bands just running tracks and faking that part. And props to you guys and kudos to you guys for doing it real and keeping it real.
Thank you so much. Yeah, we definitely try to bring in that element to our live show. We want to show if you're hearing a percussion, electronic percussion thing going on, we want you to see Alex hitting those notes. And same thing with Mitch. He's doing his synth things, and there's songs where he's playing guitar and synth and switching back. It's really impressive to me, actually. Um, but yeah, no, we try to bring as much of that live as possible. And yeah, thank you. That was a really fun show. So I'm glad to hear you were there to catch that.
Yeah, and not to sleep on you, but dude, your background vocals too, and then even doing some of the high clean vocals too. I mean, you're not sitting around the whole time either. You're doing double duty.
Man, that's really kind of you to say. As it so happens, I actually injured my voice before that show,
No way.
and and I had to change all the singing parts literally last minute, no rehearsal.
Oh wow.
And so I was personally feeling a bit insecure about it. So thank you. That means a lot to hear you say that you still enjoyed it.
Absolutely, man. Completely blown away. It went from hearing about you guys in November, seeing you in December, and just the love has just continued to grow. Being that,
Awesome.
that you're one of the new guys in the band, How about for you looking back on the album Superbloom? Do you have a favorite track, or is there a moment or a song where you kind of put your stamp on it, or that you look forward to?
Man, yeah, it should be said right out in the open. I'm first and foremost a Silent Planet fan. I have been for, you know, I think I saw them play in a garage to about 25 people like 8 years ago, and I've just been with them, been a fan of them ever since. And so, it should definitely be mentioned. This is like a living dream being able to play music with them. So I'm happy to be a part of it in any way, and I'm so grateful for them for having me on board. That being said, man, I've got a couple favorites on the album, and they seem to always rotate. Um, I feel like you can't not mention Antimatter. It's such a sidestep for them in a different direction that I feel like they still nailed. And then you've got your really heavy ones like Signal and Anunnaki, and and then the title track, Superbloom, the closer. Like again, what a deviation from the rest of the album, but it's still very much a heavy music album. And I think that's what Silent Planet has always been and will probably always be to some degree. Yeah, so those are just a few of my favorites.
Dude, the one that I started playing immediately on the radio that might be my favorite is Collider.
Mm, yeah, another great one. Super powerful chorus. I mean, Garrett is doing some new vocal things. He's really, I mean, he's doing this huge belting chorus for the first time, and then this like guttural thing over the breakdown. And even though it's short, it's still just like you can tell how much he practices vocals and he's grown. And yeah, that's another favorite for sure. Collider.
Yeah, and another tune where you get like the electronics and
Mm-hmm.
and the heavy and the metal core in there too. And one other tune I wanted to ask about, little guest spot from Alejandro on Euphoria. Were you around for that?
So I wasn't around for that. I've heard the story a couple times, but I kind of forgot how it went. I know that he came to the studio while they were writing and doing some sort of pre-production. Um, I think they had a mutual friend, and they knew that he was on American Idol and either got second or third or whatever it was. And they, the way they tell it is that dude jumped around the room and picked up any different instrument and was just a prodigy at each of them. He
Yeah.
would nail a piano part. I mean, I understand it that vocal take was the first try,
Wow.
essentially, that he just nailed it, exactly what they were going for. And yeah, what a talented man, for real.
Yeah, dude, did some research on him and I was like blown away. But I don't even know if you talk about his singing or his guitar playing. I mean, both are pretty amazing.
100%. Yeah, really just a talent all around. Yeah, that's Alejandro Aranda, or formerly known as Scary Pool Party.
Oh, he's getting away from that now. It's just
I
Alejandro.
think so. Yeah, I think he's because yeah, I think so.
And it'd be interesting to see it that he's going to be part of the Shavo Odagian from System of a Down, his solo album. Now, what those two do together.
Oh wow, I didn't know that. That's great.
Yeah.
A lot of the band is a System of a Down fan, so that's pretty cool to hear actually.
Yeah, I think he's like the primary guitar player on that Shavo forthcoming Shavo self-titled album.
Wow, cool. Very cool.
So speaking of House of Blues, you're going to be back there again, January 27th, headline tour with Thornhill, Johnny Booth, and Avina.
Aviana, yeah.
Aviana.
Yeah, truly, truly mind blowing. That show in particular, we were kind of given the heads up that like, hey, all the LA venues that you normally would play are filled up, so we're gonna take a leap of faith and we're gonna do House of Blues, which would be the biggest headlining show in the states I think the band has ever done, and we're just going for it. So yeah, hopefully some people come out.
I'm excited to see Johnny Booth. It's one of those bands that I've heard a lot about and heard some tunes, but really looking forward to seeing them live.
Same here. My close friend Derek was just on tour playing for another band with them,
Mm.
and he told me just how great they were every night, and I'm just so excited. I've been listening to their album at the gym, and it's great. What a great band.
And for you guys talking about the set list that night, are you going to dig deeper into the new album, further in the back catalog compared to the last time you played there?
Yeah, so it'll be a different set list from the last time we played there. Um, I don't think it's really a secret that we're going to be playing a bunch of new songs. I think actually the entire new album, not, with interspersed with some oldies but goldies, and yeah, maybe one real old one or two, something like that.
But great to hear that the focus is going to be on the new album. We're going to
It
get every
is.
song essentially.
Exactly, and we'll have you know, we're doing our best to have some really unique stage production and lighting and visuals, so it should be really a captivating show if everything goes smoothly.
Maybe get Alejandro to come out and do his part.
Hey, that would be amazing. We would all be down for that. I know no
That's,
one's trying to sing that part.
that's what I was going to ask. And obviously you weren't there for it, but like, did you guys write the part with that highness in mind and then go find him, or? But you said he
You
just
know,
had to be there.
I think he sat down and that was just what came out, truly. And yeah, and and him and Mitch and Dan the producer, they're all such great producers and musicians that it couldn't have not been a cool chorus no matter, even if they tried to butcher it, it would have just been cool anyways.
Too much talent to mess up.
Exactly, yeah.
Talking about that House of Blues show with Dayseeker, which sold out, which is awesome. And I guess that really kind of stems because a little bit of an odd billing in my ears, Dayseeker and Silent Planet, but I think that really all stems from Garrett and Rory's relationship, right? They're BFFs kind of.
So Dayseeker was actually introduced to me from Silent Planet, 7 or 8 years ago. They would bring them to Minnesota on these these really short tours and play to frankly not that many people, but the people that were there were, you couldn't deny the talent that Dayseeker has and the great songs they have, and to see them over the years go from that to where they are now has been amazing. And I know the other guys have been much closer with them for longer, but as a fan of them, it's really cool to see them doing what they're doing now. I mean, they sold it out. They got all these. When you sell out, for those of you who don't know, when you sell at the House of Blues Anaheim, they give you these amazing skateboards with the artwork from the flyer on it, and it's this like big deal. And then they keep one for themselves and they attach it to the ceiling in the back room and in the front as well. So
Yeah.
it's really cool to watch all these legacy bands with their names, and Dayseeker's going to be right up there with them. So props to those guys. Very, very cool.
Yeah. Did you guys don't get a skateboard being direct support?
Well, we kind of do because Garrett also helps manage them.
Ah,
And so he gets a skateboard. So yeah, we
ah.
we get something and we'll
Your your
share it.
your skateboard's coming on the 27th.
We'll see. Hey, if everybody brings two friends that's going, we will have some skateboards in our names. So bring a buddy or two.
Nick, I appreciate all the time, man. Last thing I wanted to hit you with, dude, we're an old school radio station. We do a feature called Mandatory Metallica every night at 10 p.m. Imagine you're a Metallica fan.
Yeah.
So here's my Metallica debate for you. I'm dying to get your opinion. Me and my buddy have been debating the greatest Metallica album ever.
Whew.
And we've got it narrowed down to these two, and I need your opinion out of these two. Going
Okay.
old school, Ride the Lightning, which my friend says is the greatest album of all time. I say the next one right after that, Master of Puppets. I think that's their
Hmm.
masterpiece. Out of those two, which one would you pick, dude?
I would probably have to go, and I should disclaim, I'm not a huge Metallica fan. I liked them when I was discovering metal music and heavy metal, and I definitely, their guitar parts are legendary. Um, I'd probably learned more Master of Puppets songs when I was a kid, so I'm gonna have to vote for that one.
Anything just because of that, the songs that you learn that the
I think so. Specifically the title track, Master of Puppets, just being the great song that it is, the Guitar Hero game, all of that. So,
is
yeah.
that your favorite Metallica tune? Then should we play that one
Y-
for you?
I'm gonna deviate. It's
Oh,
not. I'm gonna have to go sad but true. I have a distinct memory of my dad showing me that song, and he got a new car with a new stereo. And when the solo kicks in, he cranked the volume literally all the way up. And I'll never forget the cool feeling of just hearing this like face melting solo in this new car with my dad listening to heavy metal. Very, very memorable experience. So that's got to take the cake.
beautiful, man. Thank you so much for the time, the great tunes, and dude, I just saw you guys a few weeks ago, and I'm dying to see a headline set. Like, I was pissed that the show ended when it did. I was like, I need more. I need more. So,
Well, we're coming back full force, so I'm really excited that you'll be there.
yeah, I can't wait to hear the whole album, man. Thank you so much for the time and the great music, and hopefully, I'll see you out there on the 27th.
Awesome. Take care. Thank you so much for your time.
Bye bye.